of this trouble, all of these problems you caused because you couldn't do the right thing, because you didn't have the discipline, because you were too soft, too weak emotionally, because you couldn't focus and concentrate, because you got concerned with so many side issues that don't matter. You got into fantasies, you got into delusions of grandeur, you put the cart before the horse. You didn't take it one day at a time, you didn't practice. You didn't ask yourself all the questions that are necessary to ask, when they're necessary to ask them, and the way they're necessary to ask, at the time they're necessary to ask when you need the intel. You didn't establish the skills, the social skills, the rhetorical skills to establish a rapport. You didn't know the Milt Erickson method for establishing a rapport quickly through the Tony Robbins strategies of mimicking, matching, and trying to get into the rhythm of the individual who has some of the answers, some of the questions that you need to ask in order to advance, in order to apply the correctives, but you'll never know it until you can establish a rapport. And if you have no appearance and no personality like me, if you're not likable like me, if you have Humpty Dumpty head, large gross features, I'm short, I'm fat and dumpy, hideous to look at, ridiculous in appearance, then you're a rock in an island, you're a social pariah. You have to figure a way under your own self-resources. This is truly the man who is a pure Geworfenheit, the stranger, a thrown there beingness without a home. He's hurled into the social situation, into the arena, without any template. It's all an experience, an experiment. How he should behave, what he should say and do, he's got to create in the moment by his ability to think practically, to listen to himself, and to reduce and act. And his courage. That's where being in tremendous physical shape, that's where taking care of your 50% to the maximum is going to serve you well, my friend. He's got to get in tremendous fighting shape, and then some. He's got to understand what it is to be a small, short man like me. Everybody's taller than me. I'm considered to be not just short, but severely short. And that equals to small, and that equals to not credible, and that equals to not being able to make an impression. And that equals to, no matter how hard you try to cover it, not having a presence. You've got to hit the irons, but you have to get involved in many activities so you keep the flexibility and you're building functional core power to the max. Work on your grip of steel. Work on your rhetorical skills, your persuasive skills. Work on your verbal judo. And you're always making the comeback. But the key to all of it, I believe and I think, is want what is, no matter what it says, no matter what conclusions you can draw about yourself, predicated on what's happening, the resistances that's pushing back on you. Want it, embrace it, go for it. That's the victory. Standing up to it and holding on to milk it, to get blooded. Holding on, not wanting any outcome, not comparing yourself to anybody, and having defeated the green-eyed monster called jealousy. and having been able to be totally abandoned to the present and see what it's going to tell you, good or bad. Don't sweet talk the present. Don't rhapsodize the present. Don't sentimentalize the present. Don't make soap opera or gossip about the present. Be the present. Exist the present. Want the happening in the now, and that is a victory. Period. Anything else is a bonus. That's the way I see it. Any questions?